I'm live. Okay. It's kind of odd speaking to a screen and getting no faces back for feedback. So hopefully, if you guys do have questions, you can put them into the event and let me know if you want to hear some interesting information. It's good to see you guys. Not really see you, but it's good to see your chats. I'm here to talk about the golden rules of content creation. And before I start my very small time slot, I know you've listened to a lot of really good speakers already. I just want to tell you why I'm the one that's presenting this. I'm a 20-year, you're going to hear my coffee maker in the background. I timed that a little too poorly. I'm a 20-year veteran in content creation. I've led editorial teams that have, essentially they've reshaped how personal finance is reported on in Canada. And that includes anything from insurance to real estate to just personal finance, do-it-yourself investing. I've been fortunate enough to work with teams and as an individual, and have won numerous awards over the last decade for this reporting, particularly on real estate and personal finance. I'm also the director of content at Zolo, which is why I was asked to present this. So before we dive in, I just want to present a context, which is, you know, where do we get our content from? And so I think the answer there would be some of us from our TV, most of us from our phones, but predominantly we're all getting our content from the internet in some sort of capacity. So our main tool for keeping up to date, for keeping in contact with friends, for getting news is the internet, and in particular websites on the internet. But what keeps us going back to a specific website? Well, it's the content, and good content drives repeated traffic. So more people, more eyeballs on that website on a consistent basis. And that's why we focus on good content. But for entrepreneurs, business owners, agents, the reason why good content matters, it's because it drives people to your website, and people on your website means potential leads. Potential leads means clients, and clients means money. Important, right? But how do we know what good content is? If I just slap together a blog post, will I get that repeated eyeballs? No. Good content has to follow a formula. It's like everything in this world. We kind of study it until we understand how it works really well. And then when we understand how it works really well, we repeat it over and over again. So for the last 20 years, I've read a whole bunch of research on how to produce good content. It really boils down to three things. It has to be original, has to be actionable, and has to answer a question. In order to do that, and in order to be someone that's seen as an authority, you also have to be consistent, reliable, and accurate. So just a reminder, why do we want to focus on this? Because good content increases our likes and our shares. It may lead us to potential clients, and who knows, maybe even the media wants to talk to us as potential experts. Sounds really easy, right? Okay. It's easy, maybe not. Back in 2015, there was a leading global content marketing firm called HubSpot, and they analyzed how long it took marketers, so people that are at least somewhat trained in communicating with the written word, asked them how long it took to write 500-word blog post. And for most of these trained marketers, they said it took about 1 to 2 hours. Now, here's the thing. Over time, the amount of time it takes to write that content is actually increasing, not decreasing. Why? Well, we have to write original. It becomes much harder when you have a huge body of to compare with. Has to be actionable. So I need to provide information, do something, allow you to take away actionable information from that content. And I need to be able to answer a question. So first I need to know what the problem is, and I need to give you an answer. To help you understand what that means, in 2017, another firm analyzed about 18 months of their own blogging. It was another content marketing firm. And they found it took about 4 hours to produce one blog post. And they even broke it. I love this one because they broke it down into, well, how did I spend that 4 hours? But here's the scary thing. They didn't look at the research, the keywords, the SEO strategy. They didn't figure out a publishing schedule. They didn't even put into consideration how long it takes to do graphics. And we all know graphics get shared really well. We love graphics. And they didn't talk about how long it took to post that blog either. This is just writing the content. So what I'm saying is you're going to have to bank on what? 1, 2, maybe 4, 8 hours. Why I say 8 hours is because 500 words isn't enough. If you want to produce good content that your clients or your potential customers want to read, you're going to take, what, 4 hours to produce that 500-word piece? But you need to produce, what, 1,000 words to be what considered to be a thought leader, for people to want to share it. Okay, so now I'm spending 4, 6, maybe 8 hours on one blog piece. And I haven't even talked about research, strategy, keywords, SEO. You begin to understand why firms charge about $5,000 or more to do this content. So then why am I here, and why am I talking about content? Why am I talking about good content? Because you do need to focus on good content, but not the way you think. The way you think is often, how do I produce a really good blog? And I'm here to say, stop thinking that way. You don't need to recreate the wheel. I don't want my doctor going out and marketing for new clients. I just want my doctor to be a really good doctor. I would say the same about my dentist, and I'd say the same about my agent. I want you as my agent to know everything there is to know about a real estate transaction. I want you to be my expert in going through that transaction. But I don't need you to comment on the state of affairs in the real estate market now or into the future. What I need you to do is translate the information that's out there to actionable, quality information I can use, solutions to my problems. Why I'm saying all of this, I want to take a few quick examples. It's from a website called WOWA, W-O-W-A. It's an online site that rates agents based on, their transactions, their experience, customer reviews, and they, crunch to see who's really awesome at their job. And from just taking the 4 top people listed on that site, I think it illustrates how unimportant it is for you to actually blog. One is Derek. I'm not going to pronounce his last name. I can't. The blog, he's got this great website. If you first click on it, it's him talking on the phone. He's actionable pose. He's obviously put some thought into his website. But if you look at his blog, it's predominantly just listings, just properties for sale. He does have a few topical issue posts, what COVID meant as a realtor and how he's going to help you navigate this unprecedented times. But that's it. It's really just listings. The next one was Norman. You know why? Norman put a lot of information on his site. No blog. He doesn't have a blog at all. He does post videos, vlogs, but again, it's mostly listings. He's not talking about the state of affairs or what the statistics say. He's just talking about the listings out there, the solutions that potential buyers are looking for. That's what he's providing. Then we've got Winsley. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. Again, nice looking website, nice and slick, clean. Again, you look at her blog and it's predominantly listings. She does have some evergreen content, but it's mostly from syndicated blogs. For those that are unfamiliar with that term, syndication means it's repeated content over and over again. I take the same blog, I sell it to a bunch of people, they post it on their site. Remember when we talked about good content? It's original. This isn't original content. Nobody's coming to her site to find original content with actionable solutions. They're probably coming to her site for a different reason. Here's Richard. He doesn't even have a website or a blog. He just has a segment on his brokerage's site. That's it. But he's still considered one of the top guys in Toronto. And then finally, I decided to choose Ellie Davis. She wasn't part of the WAWA list. But the reason why I chose her is because if you work in the GTA, you probably know her name. And when I was in Toronto, I knew her name. And I know that she really put a lot of effort and a lot of money into building this website as part of her marketing strategy. So Ellie Davis, took a look at what she thought was important. She put in testimonials. She's got, I think, video testimonials. And she's even got, blogs, evergreen posts. Some of it is syndicated content. Some of it is original. I do know that she actually pays someone to blog for her. So she's got that added cost. And she probably has the best opportunity for attracting new clients. And I still don't think that's why she does it on her website. Okay, all this to put it in context. Why am I talking? So I have a license. I have worked for traditional brokerages before, prior to Zolo. I know the business model. And I know that, here's a snapshot of RE/MAX 2019 revenue. And you'll see that their revenue, this big brand that spends millions of dollars on marketing, their revenue is made up of franchise fees, annual dues, and broker fees. It's all of your admin fees that pay for their marketing, and you're still not getting leads. Why am I saying all this? Because as a real estate agent, your primary job is to provide solutions to buyers and sellers who have questions. Is this the right time to sell? How do I get the most money for my house? How should I strategize for getting the best price? Should I make renovations in order to get a better price? All of those discussions come from your current knowledge of your current specialty, the area that you market, the neighborhood that you belong to and that you do your business in, the repeat clients that you get, the clients that you currently have that may have friends or family that also want to have work with an agent. These are the people that you need to speak to. So in essence, my takeaway for producing good content is stop. Don't recreate the wheel. Instead, roll with it. Use good content to your advantage. Stop trying to write the Pulitzer Prize article out there and actually go out and try and find people or find others that have done it for you, and then read it and share it with the people that you're in contact with to start a discussion about finding solutions to their problems. That's what an agent will do to be able to say to their clients, I'm the right person you want on your team to find the right home that you want to buy, to sell the home that you want to sell for whatever reason. So you might want to look at, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever actionable feeds or whatever feeds that you look at. In essence, and I've just got a blank slide up here because I want to just talk to you guys for a second. I want you to be experts in your industry. You're not a content producer. I am. Others are. We write for a living. I spend all day, every day, looking at strategies to write, strategies for SEO, strategies, things that people are talking about, trends that people are searching for. If you don't have the time to do all that, stop trying. Instead, be educated about what is being discussed by the industry experts, and then talk to your clients about that by providing context and providing actionable information that they can use. They don't want you to be the next armchair economist. They want you to interpret what's out there and make it easy and actionable for them to take the next steps that they want to take. It's a lot like being with a financial planner. A financial planner is not going to tell you the best stock to invest in, but they will tell you what you need to do in order to stop acting on fear, stop acting on impulse, and start actually producing the results you want by taking the actions you need to get there. So in the end, I want to remind you that the information that I provided you is that these individuals that are top of the heap of what they're doing is they are focusing on what they do best, which is a real estate agent who understands the market, understands what their clients want, and understands how the market is transitioning to help them or help your clients do what they want to do. It's a lot like when someone phones you up and says, is now the right time to buy? Well, it depends on their motivation. You talk to them a little bit, you understand what their motivation is, and then you give them the best strategy or solution based on that motivation. It's the same when it comes to good content. In the end, I just want to kind of piggyback off of Professor Hayter's comments. He talked a little bit about, how much would it cost, or how much do you think that a storage unit would add to the value of a condo? A lot of times you get those sort of questions because people want answers to questions they have. They want to know how much something is valued and how much they should either pay or how much they should ask for someone else to pay. This is where you step in. You become the expert, the individual that provides context for all of the information that's out there. There's a lot of information. We're all privy to the same information out there. People just want someone to come and hold their hand and help them understand what that information means to them. That's our role as real estate agents. When I was an active agent working for my clients, I would say it was 50%, therapist and 50% agent. I'd have to walk them through what they need, understand their fears, understand their desires, and help them the solutions to those desires while understanding those fears. In the end, I'm not going to say don't produce content, but I do think that if you're going to try and compete against individuals or websites that have a lot of marketing budget, I think it's going to be really hard. Google is not going to pay attention to you unless you throw a lot of money and a lot of effort to get noticed. And in the end, I think it's a lot of wasted effort. I do think that or social media feed, I think these are good tools to use, but I do think that we can use them in a strategic, smart way where we don't have to spend my time. Shouldn't be spending 8 hours writing a blog post. You should be spending half an hour providing information as to why this blog post over here in the National Post or on Zolo.ca, why that's a good blog post to read and what information it provides, but you don't need to recreate the wheel. I have left some websites if you are really interested in producing blog posts, but I've also left some information on where you can find really good actionable content that you can use and share and talk to your clients about. And I know that's really quick, but I'm going to leave it there.